Hello everybody, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup 2023. We're at the quarterfinals for you today. It's SpeckySpecks versus Kaesden, Game 3. Very hype. Commentating for us, we have Jesse and Leoria, and tracking is Dapper Wormman. Say hello everybody.
Hello everybody.
Hello everybody. It's Game 3 of the quarterfinals versus Specs and Kaesden. We had a Game 1 victory in Kaesden's favor, with, I believe, that was standard boots.
It was.
Followed by a Game 2 victory from Specs during an open hard, wherein early hammer find at Uncle kind of began to snowball into some really nasty placements.
Yeah, these two have rolled separate seeds so far. I think Kaesden rolled Game 1, Specs rolled Game 2, and what they've agreed upon is they both roll garbage.
Yeah, it's I think it's fair to say that Sahabot just has a vendetta against its human users, and one day we will see the AI uprising.
Yes, it starts with bad seeds and comes around with the eventual fall of society. Today, we get a great mode in MC Boss, and I don't know how great that is, but it's going to be a fun one. We've got maps shuffled, compasses shuffled, and the great most important part is we've got bosses shuffled. Let's hope for some fun ones tonight.
Yeah, we obviously want to see some fun situations. Like, obviously, anybody who knows Boss Miser at all is always rooting for a nice Helmacopter, a Helmasaur in the Moth Arena.
Yes, Helmacopter is his personal favorite, and the favorite of the trolls, of course, is
Ice Trinex.
Ice Trinex, yes. So we'll see which ones we get. And we're getting double, or we're not getting double, alternate starts still. Kaesden has said he is not changing up his start to reflect Specs' kind of routing, and a respectable way to look at it. He is not going to change his game. He is looking to play his game in this series.
And, after Game 1, we were talking with both of the guys about this. We talked about how Specs felt like after Game 1 that his nerves were high. He felt like he was trying to play a game other than his own, and he came back in Game 2, played his game, and that showed. And there's a flute on Uncle, so Uncle routers, dirty as you are, rejoice, because there you go.
Yep. Believe me, I know the greatness of the Uncle start, so hey.
I mean, sure. Alright, well...
early mobility.
Yeah, it's fair. Lumberjack, though.
Was nothing.
Container.
And this is one of those things, like, I know Kaesden, you and Kaesden have definitely argued for we'll always check Lumberjack outside of even keys modes. So it's one of those things that is less common in non-key sanity, and it's definitely more interesting in just an MC shuffle. I'll be curious to see if either runner goes with I am going to blind check race game instead of scouting it.
Yeah, that's always a kind of a question mark, right? Because in keys, the amount or the probability of there's something important being there is so much higher, but that's because there's so many keys in the game, right?
Yeah.
But with Boss, hello.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a South CAC route again from Kaesden. He did this in Game 2.
Yeah. And
we'll see if he tries to take this to Uncle real quick as well.
Oh,
no, he is just going to do this. Yeah, he is just going to go South CAC here.
No, I don't blame him for this. With the 50 rupees from the mushroom spot, like, I could see him wanting to possibly, like, say, forget that, and then just go buy it. But also, this puts him right at the shop anyway, so doesn't...
Yeah, he's gonna do... I like this south route up in.
One bomb, though, this is okay, because this one bomb, if race game is a thing here, which it's the shovel.
Oh, this feels bad on the routing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to go into CAC and then go back south for the dig spot. You don't like to see it, but, you have to do... He's got to commit to this.
No, I agree. But the one bomb, honestly, like, even though he only farmed the one, like, he's probably thinking, like, I've got the money to buy. Like, if I can get just one for dig or race game in case, then there you go.
And there's the 3 bomb in the chicken hut, so... we're going to find a lot of bombs in CAC, clearly.
Yeah, of course there is. And see, that kind of begets the next question of, we've seen Kaesden do this south route, right? But how opposed would you be to YOLOing the well for a bomb?
If I had no money, I would. But given the fact that Kaesden has the 70 rupees, like, I like this. You do the back of the tavern first, find out what's here, and then you buy bombs. Like, I only kind of go and say, YOLO the well if I have no money.
That's fair. That's actually super fair. Like, I can get behind that argument. And I say that as somebody who prefers to YOLO the well. So.
Yeah, it's a risk management thing there. And so in this case, like, he has that money. And what he can say is, I've got 70 rupees anyway. I'm getting 50 in the well and Blind's Hut. So I will have enough for Bottle Vendor. Like, there's no situation here where he cannot do Bottle Vendor.
True. And, he'll be able to save himself this climb back up the stairs from Blind's Hut, right? Like, he's going to end his route in Blind's Hut.
Not necessarily. Depends on how he approaches this.
Oh, Bottle Vendor.
Bottle Vendor, I think he's going to get the money here out of the well.
Yeah.
I think there was some money here, as we had a sword in Blind's Hut. But will he decide, like, is he going to save and quit and then go do shovel, or is he going to do something else? That sword is nice, though. Like, it incentivizes, like, this is where, our difference is on Uncle routing comes in.
Right.
You have said that you're kind of the reason why you don't like Uncle Start is because of the chance to last locate Hyrule Castle here.
Right. And this is why I go into CAC. I go for this chance to get a weapon. And, you and I have talked about this. Like, I route, personally, like, I Sank Start, but as soon as I can get to Hyrule Castle, I'm going. Like, that sword puts me at going to Hyrule Castle next. Now, with the shovel in tow and in Kaesden's place, I'm not certain. I know on Specs' side, he's going to see the shovel. He's going to go for it after dodging the bird. Well done.
Oh, I didn't even realize that we had gotten that bow in the back of Blind's Hut.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think we go Eastern here.
It's aggressive, but with Boss Miser, it's so hard to say.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't like it right now, is like, if I had a reason to believe that I wouldn't pay for the boss side of things, I'd be a little bit more in favor, but the fact that just boss shuffle is kind of brutal.
Yeah. Now,
there's just too many we can't touch.
It does look like Specs is going to go ahead and dig up a treasure over here.
Yep, and this makes sense in his position, but there's the lamp, so we do have a couple of extra spots. Flute is on the Uncle.
Yeah, and see, this is tough because lamp plus bow could push to Eastern and just say, YOLO, I can probably do it. But it could also lead to escape. Like, you can get to Dark Cross now, and if the key is in the front, then, boom, you're going. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Kaesden given us his pretty traditional south route, though. As I say traditional for him.
Yeah, and we will not see the Desert Ledge from him on this play. He has made clear. Boots says check Desert Ledge, no Boots says goodbye.
Yep. Now, Specs, I would imagine, is going to go over here to Mini Moldorm Cave next. And then he has a choice after that. You know, Flute to Ice Rod Cave or Flute to 6 and go to Agina as far as like a kind of ending this.
Yeah, he has an easy way into that Agina check. But you got to be careful here. That was getting a little scary with those mini Moldorms.
Yeah, he was...
I was waiting for him to kind of get nudged off the ledge, and that would not be the kind of start.
He cleaned himself up here, and we do get that map to Eastern. Now, funny enough, what I feel like would be better would be the compass to Eastern. If for no other reason than checking that boss. Nice snipe!
Right? That is a hard shot to get. We do see a Crystal at both Eastern and Hera, by the way.
Wow. Clearly, Kaesden has been practicing archery on the side here. Wow. That was kind of fixated on that for a moment. Like, that was a really, really stellar shot.
The grass guard, yeah.
Yeah, poor Specs.
Bad luck from Specs right now.
Yeah, he is just getting bullied by these just little hits here. I will say, though, Specs' palette shuffle, this Light World grass, beautiful.
Kaesden getting bullied in his own way as well.
Man, crabs are almost worst. Like, they're just scary.
And Specs is going to set up the mountain save point now. And the flute is already starting to do a little bit of damage here.
Yeah.
Not that Kaesden's behind, it's just like these are little things that do make a difference. Just that mobility so quickly. You know, in game 2, the story kind of became the boots advantage for Specs. Like, Kaesden had out. Like, I'm not going to say it was a rout from Specs in that game or even in game 1 for Kaesden. But boots and now the hook shot. So, you know, that is East Death Mountain for Specs here too, as Kaesden's pulling this map to, I believe it was Swamp. Yep.
It'll be a question mark of, does Kaesden go to Eastern or to Escape next? Because that's really the two viable options. You don't want to go to Desert yet. And
I don't know if I like the Eastern play here. Like, I know this isn't even like I know that the flute's available and the hookshot's available. This is a like, what are you gonna do when you get in here? Like, you are gonna clear as much as you can of this dungeon. And in some ways, Kaesden is praying that he has the tool to kill the boss.
Well, and I think this kind of goes to the difference between Kaesden and Mai's opinion about Escape when you sync start, right? Like, there is this difference where Kaesden, I feel like, plays it aggressively in the exact opposite way I do, right? Like, he is going to put off.
And Kaesden does not talk to Saha.
Yeah, that's
a play.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Specs making his way over here. Some Dead Rocks being a bit rude, but makes it through. I'll be interested to see what's over on both sides here, because Saha's closet was just a bust. I kind of can't believe that he didn't say anything, or didn't talk to Saha to figure out the green pendant. Alright, well, there's our big key in the very first chest here, so not an issue as far as like trying to hunt that down, but
Yeah, I mean, this is an easy dungeon for Kaesden to do 4 checks, and there's the silvers as well. Like, I'm just...
Wow.
Yep.
This is just snowballing further and further. We've got our glove. We have the bug net. I mean, come on.
Like, realistically, Kaesden needs something here in Eastern to make the mountain better. Like, we need to see a hammer here, and, like, Hera has a vanilla pearl or something. Like,
a hammer, a mirror, something.
Yeah, like, this is already starting to just add up in Specs' favor.
But you know, that's what he gets. You would say that's what he gets for not uncle routing. Oh, well, how about those?
That helps.
That does help. That's, yeah, that, we go fast. We go fast.
Yes, we do.
Alright, so I think there is a little bit of a question mark still that we have, you know. We don't know if this is a dungeon we can actually beat yet.
Yeah. And on the other side, we're seeing Specs head to Desert area. He's going to do a Gina first, but he's got the tools to try and beat Desert, pending the boots lock.
Pending the boots lock. But at this point, what does he have left other than this? He has Escape. He has Eastern.
Yep.
So
I'll be curious to see what he thinks is his best play in this situation. For Kaesden, I think his best play is obvious right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think Escape just looks better.
Did Specs save and quit from Agina?
Yes, he's not walking out of here.
But we're getting, I guess this is going to be the back of Escape here, I would assume.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree, like, Silvers is a good Eastern play. It's just hard with the question mark of the bosses always. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he makes the Eastern play either. I do wish Kaesden had a few more bombs just in case for the Helma fight here.
Right.
But I would say the same realistically for Specs.
Okay, so that small key is in the back of Escape, by the way, so... And, hey, there's bombs, but Kaesden says, nah. Like, I'm starting to wonder if maybe Kaesden is having a moment and thinking perhaps this was just open hard. But
well,
also,
what's your thought on a 3-heart blind?
Terrifying. Personally. But also, it's really more terrifying because you're not... Oh my god. I'm like...
The clench.
Yeah. It's...
Laser eye. Ouch.
Dude. Alright, well... Like, and that's really it. Like, just leave. No. Okay. I was gonna say, don't try to do that again.
It's hard to not just save and continue.
It's a habit to save and continue, but in that case, like, that's not what you want to do. We did pull not just the boots, we pulled the mushroom from Eastern. Maybe Specs will grant us some info here.
Ooh.
Green Pendant Swamp.
Interesting.
Well, that's just rude, video game.
And Specs has that flute out. I don't think he's going in. Or is he going to try to go from the other side for Eastern? Or is he skipping Eastern for now for Desert? He's going for Desert.
I mean, okay. I'm trying to decide how I feel about this because yes, you have, like, in Specs' case, he has everything he could need outside of boots, right?
Yeah.
Like, book, glove, lamp, you're being screamed at, go to... And there's our second blind. So, you know, that compass actually kind of being a good reason to come over here too. I didn't realize he had the compass. So we do have 2 blinds already in this seed. There's our first double.
I will say, while the chat cannot see it, we get a little bit of an extra insight on the runner's equipment a little bit. Specs has, for his tracker, actually has a map compass option enabled on his. So we can see that he does have some compasses specifically for desert and swamp. For Kaesden, we do not have that info.
I'd like to point out, so desert was not boots locked, and we did find a hammer in here, so Specs is going to be able to pull clear this.
Unfortunately, like, I wonder, we didn't see if there's anything on the torch, and
Not
right
yet,
now,
it hasn't
like,
been there.
the hard part is that the glove's on Death Mountain, and the hammer is, like, here,
Yeah.
like, you have to double one spot.
There's part of me that was secretly hoping that it was a moon pearl on the torch, just because I feel like that would make things really interesting and gross here. But we are getting a sword.
Second sword for Kaes. And that's kind of been one of the stories in this series, has been early swords, as we do get blue mail on Specs' side.
All right. This happened.
And it looks like Specs might be going for blind.
This happened in game 2. Jesse.
Leo.
Is Kaesden going to Death Warp and go to Aga?
No, I don't think so. I think that flute tells him he's got too much.
Here's the thing, on the mountain though, what do you have?
I don't think he rushes Aga this time. Like, I think the boots at least gives him some... He doesn't have Pearl.
Yeah. And?
Like, I'm just saying, without a... He's setting up for the Death Warp. I don't know. I still think without a Pearl, he's going to be a little more cautious about wanting to do that. And I think it has to be in the back of his mind a little bit.
Imagine Death Warping, Keck. Because that's a mirror in Zelda's cell. Oh, dude.
Which does give him Hera access.
That's Hera, yeah. For your
Ether
what
tablet.
Did you say? Vanilla and French Vanilla Pearl?
Yeah.
And Ether. Oh, dude.
He's not touching Aga here.
No. Not anymore.
Knowing Kaesden, this is not an Aga play for him. And here we go. Specs with his first blind fight.
I like having this red goo just
he
ready.
Is super ready. The question is here, if he takes a head... No, he nothing can do 2 hearts even to Specs here. So he should feel... Yeah.
He's upgraded from Jason mode to Billy mode, so yeah. Look, I did it right this time. I didn't say Rocky, I said Jason. Are you proud of me?
I am very proud of you.
Okay, good. And takes him down.
Kaesden, you have to go activate your flute, buddy.
Kaesden? Hello?
Flute? Kaes?
Oh, okay. He... I don't know what he's thinking, but apparently he's thinking... Apparently he's thinking, oh, I need to go to the mountain. Mountain.
See, this is what we have to just, poke and prod at our buddy here.
Dude, like... There's only so much, too, that you can attribute to old age. Like, this one's just... I don't know whether I should apologize or not, but also...
I think he's used to it from us.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. If we didn't tease him for being old, like, what would the world be coming to? Exactly. Yes, Kaesden's trying his best.
Oh my god, I'm broken, dude. Alright, well, Specs just
Team Jake LOL has just spent too much time together.
Oh god. Jeez Louise, dude. All right. Maybe we should do the commentating thing again. All right. So Kaesden's getting his hook shot. Specs is about like 30 seconds-ish, I don't know, away from getting his boots. So mobility all around.
Okay, here's the big question, Leo.
Yeah.
If you're Specs and you beat Eastern Palace, if it's Pearl, Dark World?
I mean, yeah.
If it's not Pearl?
If it's not Pearl, I would hope that he would go to Escape, because that's where his density is, but he does have a fully beatable Crystal and Hera.
That's my problem, is like, if I'm in Specs' shoes after this Eastern play, I wouldn't be shocked if he said Hera's the call. Like, that's a 4-item Hera.
Yeah, and he's already done the back of Escape, like...
Now, front of Escape is all item.
So, here's my thought. Front of Escape is all items. They're both 4, right?
Yep.
Technically, you have... Oh, no, he won't have 5, because he won't have that Master Sword! Oh, dude.
He's got the info of the tablet. Like, it's such a choice.
Yeah, he's in a pickle
does benefit from his route here a little bit.
Yeah. I could see Specs saying, I'm gonna save Escape for if I have to do Aga at this point. Like, he could be thinking, I could easily just get a cape or another sword. Just as easily as I could get the Moon Pearl. Like, I don't freaking know. Either tablet, I'm pretty sure I saw just nothing on, like a piece of heart or something.
It was $20.
Stupid. Yeah. Something useless. Oh, man. That's tough, dude. Like, I really don't know what my choice would be. Alright. I'm glad Kaesden was paying attention to his number of hearts. We don't need the explosions expert in here. I will say, Specs doing what he can here to play on the safe side again. Like, he has that red goo ready to go.
We had a map and compass against Tower here in Hera.
Does that count as, like, not French vanilla, but, like, chocolate if it's in the same location, but just the opposite world?
And we did see that red potion get used here from Specs. But he is down to 2 hearts, and this is a vitreous fight for Kaes. Those silvers would have been nice, and yeah, unfortunate death there.
Just one eyeball, like, that's all it takes.
And there's the death for Specs as well. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay, well, on the bright side, in that case, they're even, but what does Specs do next? Right, he is
unfortunately, Kaes is at 2 boss deaths now. Luckily, it's only a Hera death, but how... True. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a Pearl on Hera still.
Yeah, I would not...
We're the 2 bosses who could have the Pearl. That Eastern Blind and the Vitreous Hera.
Like, I'm torn here because I could easily see Kaesden saying, oh, I got silvers, let's go try Vidya again. But I could also see him saying, like, I really don't want to climb back up right this second. Because he's not going to get his hammer here. Hammer's in desert, so he'd have to go from the old man save and quit back up. You did call it here, though. Specs is going to climb up, though.
And the question becomes, where does Specs go? Does he want to take on the blind fight again? Over Escape? Like...
It's so hard to say, dude. I
think the biggest question, of course, I think is still, how important is that mirror? And, you know, Specs will take down Hera. Like, I would be shocked, genuinely, if he does not beat Vitreous with the silvers.
That was really smart on Specs' side, too, to just go ahead and use that green goo, catch himself a fairy, so that no matter what boss is here, like, he's feeling a bit safer. Alright, and so as Kaesden, you know, finishes up Spiral, I have to imagine he's fluting to Desert after this. Maybe he makes a pit stop in CAC to check Sick Kid. But
and yes, as Dapper is pointing out our tracker today, we don't know what the situation is, and we are going to see the replay of Hera from Case as well.
Okay, so I was not expecting this, to be completely honest with you. I don't hate it from his perspective, right?
I mean, imagine if he gets mitts here, and then it's just, you know, straight to Desert this way instead of the book entry. Like, there's little options for him that feel nice.
Yeah. I think my biggest worry is if it's Moon Pearl here. Like...
No, I think Case still beats Desert. It's a full clear Desert.
I would hope so. Especially since he has the boots. Like, I would hope so. But I'm not
Kaesden can be silly, but I don't think he'd be that reckless.
That's fair. Alright. So, with that...
We're gonna have dueling Vidi fights.
Okay. Yeah, and with silvers, this is gonna be a much safer fight on Kaesden's side here. Like, you just have to dodge some lightning.
And I would say, like, honestly, like, Kaesden should have just done it from the side, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I prefer Spec's strategy here. Center of the room, Case. Oh, wait. I forgot. It does still
Hera's
spawn
weird.
off. Yeah,
and
Hera
so,
is weird.
The basement's the answer, dude.
Blind still exists.
Eastern.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Bastion or Blind.
I mean, and technically, like, this could still be an Agaseed for Pearl on Pyramid.
You know what also exists?
What?
Zora.
Leo, you had to say it. The Scamfish is in Logic.
We have a glove. It's a possibility. And Kaze's money situation is like, it's a lot nicer. Like, oh man. Yeah,
neither of them are great, but Kaesden is better off. The Houlihan would actually get him most of the way there.
And anything that he doesn't get, if he really wanted to, he could fleet to 7 and go to hit up 50 Rupee Cave.
And we know he does enjoy the 50 Rupee Cave.
He does enjoy raiding a,
Oh, and Dapper pointing out, it is the potion purchase that's showing that money difference.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Are expensive, but, like,
yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, that's kind of the gamble you take, right? And there's our Moon Pearl. So Specs will have Dark World access here very shortly. In fact, like, right now.
In case I have to imagine, head into Desert.
Yeah. Nope. Sick Kid first. I can understand this pit stop. I can respect this pit stop.
Now, the big thing for Case here is he'll have incentive for Pod East, potentially. Where are we off to, Case?
Why?
Oh, Back of Escape.
Back of Escape. Okay. All right. Okay. We're both just like, why are we not and fluting? Hello? Are we okay? No, this makes sense. All right, Hype Cave. Are you hype? Money.
Is money hype? Another sword.
Another sword is. Oh, baby, with how cheap this Seed has been with the hearts. Like, that's actually pretty nice. No, it's the small key.
And there's the desert
this.
map for Kaes, and it's like, he knows, like, I hope that's kind of like, go do this.
Go. Right.
And Ice and Thieves are 5/6s. So that's 5 crystals already known.
Yeah. Oh, this is really, really increasing the probability of making me a happy camper. Interesting. Specs is going east here. And with no mirror, it's not like we're gonna do a pyramid catfish play here. We could do, well, let me rephrase. We could do pyramid catfish. We're not doing pyramid catfish into Zora area.
The Eastern Compass. Thanks, game.
Rude video game. Alright, so as Kaesden's making his way through desert here, and Specs is making his way up to Catfish, just like to go ahead and throw out there, these guys have been putting on some really incredible races. Can you guys, like, and I say you guys, like, chat, like, can y'all just, like, go and follow them? Please, for me? Because, like, they deserve it. Good racing is good.
It is.
And, Kaesden has Dark World access now.
Yes, he does, and he will still go after this this dungeon. He's gonna go hopefully get his second crystal.
Yeah, with
and I'll be curious to see how he approaches the pod Eastern without knowledge.
Yeah, with
that is like, he knows Eastern's a crystal, and he could do them together, but without any pod knowledge. Like,
it's hard, dude.
Yeah. Like, especially after talking to bomb vendor, most likely, and finding out Thieves is one of your 5/6s.
If he does, that's the thing is,
I think he will.
I sure hope so, but like, I'm not holding my breath after he forgot to talk to Saha. If forget is even the right word, just chose. I don't know. Alright, SpeckySpecks.
If this was 80 keys, I'd agree with you, because Kaes and I have talked a lot about the 80 keys meta.
Right.
But, like, for this mode, I think he still checks. I do hope Kaesden gets the hearts, by the way. Get into that fight with sword beams. I gotta think you want it.
Right.
Yep.
Ghosted? Are we talking about Kaes ghosting Saha? Because, I don't know, they are both old. Maybe they just forgot. Alright, yeah, this is already, like, a much nicer situation. Well, it was, on Kaesden's side. The blue mail helps,
But we're already at 2 hearts.
Yep, use the bottle. Why? Why? You just had to press right once. Kaesden, please.
Menu just feels
Kaesden,
nicer.
Kaesden, please. Alright, well, he's in the center of the room. He's at least remembering that. On Specs' side, front of skull. Yeah. Hey!
Leo.
Yeah, what's up?
Kaesden uses safety.
Oh my god. I just started, like, flailing.
We've teased that he does not like using safeties.
No! He'll go out of his way to grab them, but then not use them. Hello, Samaria. I'm trying to decide if I'm proud or not. Alright, well... Specs is having to, Death Warp here. But, also there's a fairy.
And,
yeah. So,
You can see, like, the nerves are present for both here. If this is, like, you know...
Well, because they know this is it. Like, this is their continuation in the Challenge Cup, right? Like...
Nice front of skull, though.
Yeah, Samaria, Ether, like, this is kind of a... You know, if we find a set of mitts here, like, this is the care package here. I am assuming this is Kaesden going for Bombo's tablet? Considering we are flipperless?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, with as much forgetting and randomness as there has been this seed, I wouldn't put it past Kaesden forgetting he doesn't have flippers, okay? Like, just...
I mean, he doesn't know that it's a green pendant swamp, so...
Very freaking true.
Hey, Red Rang.
Yes, this is McBoss. This is McBoss. We've got 2 blinds already, so that's always fun.
And we got a Vitreous and Hera.
Yeah. So, Helicopter, still a possibility. Ice Trinex, still a possibility.
Well, maybe we pick up those bombs. Down to 4, but no fluff. No bomb fluff.
Honestly, that right there tells me that Kaesden feels behind. And I think it's because he knows that Specs is an Uncle Router.
Those 2 deaths are just...
The 2 deaths, yup.
Yeah.
Like, Kaesden feels behind at this point. I would be shocked if he doesn't. But what's going to be interesting is, other than, you know, not fluffing, like, what do we see him do as a choice, you know,
as we get the ice rod
behind? Yeah, that's that is a requirement, very likely, I suppose. I shouldn't say for sure, but likely. And with that, actually, we're just a fire rod away from being able to take on anything.
I was gonna say, we've gotten quite a bit out of Thieves already. The small key is likely in the back, so yeah, here we go, boss time, and it is Landmo.
Okay.
And unfortunately, not a great setup here for Specs on this Landmo. The bonk strategy along the top wall to set up that initial fire to the left and right would really benefit here. Does clean up the fight, but yeah, unfortunately a little bit slower of a boss as a result.
Now, we do have the small key, which means there are 3 items here in the back. 2?
Yeah, no, we're now to a 3-item back.
Yeah, because we got the small key, so it is 3.
Yep.
Small key was free key. Oh, thanks, Dapper.
Yeah, thanks, Dapper. I'm an idiot.
Can we just say we're 2 halves of a whole idiot and hope to not get sued by Nickelodeon?
We might be 2 halves of an idiot, but it didn't amount to much.
No. Look, between our team, I'm pretty sure we share a brain cell, and we gave Kays the bigger piece today. Or at least we tried. I'm really loving all of the, like, pink and purple and magenta, by the way, on this palette shuffle. It's gorgeous.
I just can't bring myself to do palette shuffle. I find sometimes it looks nice and I'm just like, nah.
Like, it's pretty, but I'm the same way, and part of it is just creature of habit. But I do enjoy looking at it when it's pretty like this. if we get a bubblegum pink ice palace, that's extra fun.
Can we still have Cold Stare there as well?
Ooh. Just make it all bubblegum all the time.
Okay, so Specs, where are you off to now? And here we go. Kay's doing the Landmo setup. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect.
Boom.
This is
There
what
you
we're
go.
talking about. Like, it's not that Specs had a bad fight. It's just that the experience of how to set up that kill does matter.
Yep. So Specs is going back in for Eastern. This is going to be one of those little optimization things that having that mirror is going to help Kaesden out, because he's going to be able to combo this with Pod, and he won't have to climb up the stairs. He'll just have to go through the maze.
Now, will Kaesden head to Skull Woods as the other side of this? Because he doesn't have Samaria or Ether yet.
I think
Like,
he's planning on it. Like, I think
it looks
that...
like it. Is there also a North Dark World in his future, though?
With a mirror, I would be shocked if not. I think that this will be Skull Woods East, across North Dark World.
Kern jump to Catfish?
Kern jump to Catfish if he doesn't find the flippers in Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb, because those are 2 checks that.
What do you want to
Specs
bet
has not
that
been
flippers
able to do.
matters again? Game 2 had a bad flipper location as well.
Dude, I don't want to talk about that actually. I don't know. I've got words.
Specs killing that Igor again. Forced to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. When you're used to coming through a certain way over and over, like, you you do habitual things.
And actually, just looking at the item situation, we'll have a 3rd item. That's 3 items. Samaria, Ether, and a heart piece. I think what that does mean is we can say that the last item has to be on Moth.
Yeah, because it can't be the key.
No, we are very much missing keys.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten 1 small key in Skull so far, so there has to be 1 in Vanilla Big Key Chest and 1 under the bridge.
Right. And I'm kind of hoping Kaesden will recognize that, and it doesn't look like he is.
Nope.
Well, also, shoutouts to
Where's the
Samaria's
habit?
strats on this blind.
Yeah, nice kill.
Mm-hmm.
Specs keeping a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, and every little bit of this, like every little thing that, you know, that Kaesden is kind of forgetting, like, it's going to keep giving
It eats
Specs...
into it eats into the efficiency advantage that he has right now.
Right. Like, when it comes
Kaesden's
down to it,
greatest
Kaesden-
weapon is the mirror.
Yes, he needs something locked by this mirror. So as far as like on Kaesden's side, like if you're rooting for Kaesden, like we want to see something in the.
I mean,
these
imagine
next 2
Mitts
checks.
here on these 2, on one of these 2 checks.
Yeah.
Which doesn't do a lot
man.
for us right now, but it does matter. Like,
It
that's
does.
Mire. It doesn't give us the ability to beat Ice for another crystal, but it's, you know, it's a piece of the puzzle.
Right. It
How
is
dare
blue.
You pick that up.
Look, you know that he fluffed it just
Because of me.
for you.
Yep.
So-
Kaesden.
I have this fun situation of being in the middle of a booming debate between these 2
Boo.
of which boom is best boom.
Hey, a blue cane. We found an invincibility item in King's Tomb, just not the right one. Not the
that's
vanilla
Spike
one, at
Cave,
least.
though.
That is Spike Cave.
Yeah, like that. That's a thing.
I am not heading up there for just that.
No. All right, we are seeing the curtain jump, though. I approve this message. As long as Hinox is a bro. Oh! Well, he's a dead bro.
Using the slash strat setup, I like that one. Found by I believe Jon Snoo.
My
and
son.
it is it's very consistent. If you're having trouble timing out a current jump, I would say learn a slash strat. It really does help. Everybody's got a little bit different timing, so like I'm personally a 4/, when I do it, but I know Kaesden's a 5/.
I'm weird. I don't slash. I just go.
And that works
YOLO. Too. Hey. I forgot that Kaesden has a mirror. Why are we grabbing that?
Nice splash delete.
Yes. Nice pog clip.
Only $40 inside of the waterfall.
But blue goose, those are pretty ballin'.
Yeah. I am going to be curious to see what that means for flippers.
Yeah.
What I'm starting to see is flippers are not necessary, and
well, about that.
Yeah, the powder's an interesting one. You don't have money.
Nope, he sure doesn't. Which is what Specs is remedying right now.
Nice on the second splash lead for the powder, though.
Now he is going to have to watch his bomb count here. Have we found anything in pod yet? I don't feel like we have.
No. I know what that means for you, Leo.
Yeah, it's a crystal. But it's fine.
Setting up the death warp again.
Here's hoping he doesn't get a piece of heart in that.
Game 1.
Okay, look. Can we talk really quickly about how
he took
careful. He took that time
There's
to
a lot
farm
of
those
fire.
rupees just to get
A 300.
a 300.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And powder gives us red mail. He had another fairy. Oh no! The save and quit.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh man, like we know there's an item on that boss, and we don't know if it's a killable boss.
Oh, I don't like that. I like that he's going to escape here, so he's gonna finally get that mirror, but oh, I really don't like that save and quit. I'd rather just walk out at that point.
Yeah. Like, and here's the problem, is he is going to hard hit the mirror checks. Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, and K45 are going to look much more appealing than Pod right now, and it is looking more and more like it's either Pod Boss or Spike Cave.
Yeah. And Dapper bringing up a good point. He had the big key because it was vanilla the first time through. Like, Hammer Yump would have been a pretty good way to do that because he would have had a small key still going through.
And this is one of those things that's really hard to kind of anticipate for a runner. You know, we talked about this a little bit in game 1, is that Specs is the rookie in a sense by comparison to Kaesden here. And doing specifically non-keys routing in Palace of Darkness becomes very hard to anticipate. A lot of people will just say, I only use hammer yump and keys. And don't realize it has a lot of validity in open mode in this situation where you lack a mirror.
Well, and, maybe that's the... maybe that's the, point that Dapper's bringing up here. Like, maybe that's the right thing. Like, he's hoping that it's just a pendant and he's not looking to beat the boss. So, Specs taking the Death Warp anyway, even though we just got the mirror. But he does have his mirror. He's gonna go in for Dark Cross.
So Leo, is it Helma or is it Spike?
I don't know. Are we human? Or are we dancing?
I don't know what to tell you.
It could also be Back at Thieves.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, like, that's still a thing.
And Zora.
And
oh.
Actually, yeah. Kaesden, please put your silvers back on. Kaesden! God. He turned them off for splash delete. And this, oh my god, this freaking Papega is gonna forget he has silvers. Alright. Specs is going for Bombos Tablet. No, he's not. I'm a liar.
A45 into Bombos?
Then Bombos Tablet. Yeah, I guess.
I have to imagine, like, I if this is all he does here, I am flabbergasted. And here's that bomb jump from Kaes.
Down a pixel.
There we go. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, that was like... Ooh, go ahead, sorry.
Specs back into Dark World, so this isn't a one-off for him. This was the one thing that I had really thought about during the game 1 and game 2, was Specs kind of made a lot of plays for one-off checks.
Yeah.
And like, I hope that, this would be the one thing he can clean up, and he's definitely thinking about this a little bit harder, from what I can tell, to try to avoid that. Unfortunately, the skip on the pod boss is the one that really hurts in my mind.
And to me, I feel like that's almost equivalent to the Vidi death for Kaesden.
Yeah,
and
I think
Hera.
it's more though.
I think you're right.
Unfortunately,
honestly.
like a Vidi death, Kaes can climb up Hera in 20, 30 seconds.
Right.
Or like, I guess a minute, realistically. Like, it takes a bit to get back to Hera. For
Which,
Specs,
like, he's already done at this point, but for Specs, he's got to run through that maze. He's got to get all the way through. Like, yeah, no,
yeah.
I think you're right, honestly. And yeah, because of that decision to hammer yump, like, Kaesden is going to go back here, but Kaesden, for the love of God. Oh.
Kaes, buddy, we need you to switch.
I'm internally shrieking. Not screaming, but shrieking to the
Leo,
point
remember?
of, like, my
Remember.
mic peak. Yeah.
Kaesden's trying his best.
Can we explain the issue? Okay, so Kaesden has silvers. He has silver arrows. He turned off silver arrows by pressing L and R at the same time to be able to splash delete, because the sparkle for the silver arrows kind of throws some things off.
Yeah, it's not possible to do a splash delete with silver arrows. It's just way too much going on screen to do it. So you turn them off. The problem is Kaesden has not re-enabled his silvers.
And that's now becoming an issue because these rooms where he has to kill those mimics,
ooh,
you don't have fire, you're out. So kind of a luck sack thing for Specs.
But does Specs go back to Pod sooner than later?
Yeah, that's a good point. Because Specs does not have a compass. Specs is going for Spike Cave here.
Yeah, okay.
Kaesden with Burna in hand, this, I
like the dash always.
I have to laugh at the Samaria block first. Like, I know that one was just a quick swap snafu.
Yeah, but it's hard.
But the idea of, like, the blocks, you know, I'm just trying to get the cannonball to stop because of the block. The block will play.
Hey, we re-enabled them, by the way.
Did we?
Yeah.
Wow. Slow clapping. So proud.
Okay,
Here
here we go.
go.
Spike Cave. Is this the answer? The flippers.
Oh, wow. Alright, Kaesden didn't kill the Igor, so, like, slight bonus points, but yo, those flips. At this point, though, like, what does Kaesden have left? He has Pyramid Ledge, Back Thieves?
Yep.
Zora? Like, go.
Here's the flipper checks.
Yeah. I like. I like
Yeah,
this.
Pod was empty, unfortunately, for both of the runners, and you get why they make the play. I think Spike Cave is the better play for K's here.
And see, I'm nervous to say it because I wonder how much of that is just me hindsight calming. Like,
well,
with
here's the thing, like,
have.
it's the time that he'd have to invest to get to the back of Thieves.
Yeah.
Versus just getting to Spike Cave.
True. That's a good point.
Like, Kaesden has an efficiency reason to go for Spike Cave over Thief.
Here's the thing, though, Jess, we don't... At this point, with that hobo check, we know everything except for Zora. Which Zora wasn't locked by the flippers.
Sure.
So...
We were wrong.
Well... We, Kaesden...
No. We have... Leo, we have Swamp.
We have Swamp. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the reason why this is a big deal. Like, for Specs, I gotta believe Swamp is his play. The only other thing I could see Specs doing is maybe saying hello to Palace of Darkness and trying to beat the boss.
Right.
And I don't like the play, but
I don't
he could
either.
say, I don't want to touch Pendant Swamp at this moment.
Well, counter argument, knowing it's a green pendant, that gives you a reason to go back for Pod. Right? Like,
right.
I would be more inclined to do that, but also, again, like, that's working off the information we have. That, you know, Pod is nothing. So Zora was a scam anyway.
So who's gonna be right here? Is it gonna be Back of Thieves or Swamp?
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's another play on Specs' list.
Well, okay, so what do we know we need for sure? We know we need mitts, obviously. We need to have
some kind
fire
of fire.
rod. Well,
do
okay,
we?
That's true. If
We need
Soul is a
fire.
crystal, we'd have to get in. We need fire first. Well, no, we don't know. We may not need Pod.
We need fire. We do, because ice.
Oh, to ice. You're right, you're right. You're right. My bad.
Ice compass. Okay.
Yeah. So we need fire of some kind. We need mitts. And theoretically, that's it. Like, we could need another medallion.
And hello to the Green Ranger.
Yes, hello, Tommy.
Okay, Specs, where are you going? This is Pod.
Yeah, this is the swamp.
No, this is Swamp.
this is
Okay,
Swamp.
I thought he clicked one extra.
Yeah, this is... Oh, man. Like, this is one of those moments where, like, again, it's coming down to a decision, right? Like...
Which has kind of been the story of this series.
Mm-hmm. Big chest. Nothing. Back at Thieves is a bust.
And that does mean Swamp Palace has to be our answer.
Yeah. So, Kaesden needs to get to Spike.
Which is his realistic play. So he's just going to be a little bit behind.
Yeah, honestly, and I'm loath to say this, like, but I think it's fair to say that
it does look like, by the way, we have full map info.
Do we?
No.
No, TR is a regular pendant, but
everything else is just marked as a crystal.
Yeah.
But he marked... okay, so yeah, Pod and Skull are still... Pod, Skull, and Mire are mysteries. Okay.
Yes. But yeah, no, what I was saying before, like, Kaesden is behind. Like, it's not egregious to say that. He is behind. But I'm gonna throw out there that with the amount of NMG time that Kaesden has put into optimizing his movement and things like that, outside of the derps we've seen, like, I wouldn't put it past Kaesden's ability to make moves to catch up just with little efficiencies.
Well, and Swamp Palace routing is a whole nother piece of this puzzle, is, you know, how much time can Kaesden make up with the, like, we're going to get left side from Specs. Does Kaesden do left side here?
When you know there's no map or compass for Swamp in here, like, when you know it's 2 extra items, I feel like you have to. But we'll see what he does. Like, I'm not racing, I'm not Kaesden. Like, it's so different to say, well, I think that they would do this, when, you know, in the heat of the moment, anything can happen. Alright, so we confirmed that Mire also is a crystal. I didn't see that boss, did you?
No, I missed it, unfortunately. It's always hard to anticipate the runner's decision process.
Yeah. Moth. Okay. So we got a moth in here. Thank you, Shinmaru.
Upside Swamp gives us 100 rupees and a chest to be named later.
And this honestly is another reason why I think that Left Side Swamp, at least in MC, doing it now makes sense. Like,
see, I'm tough on this one because, like, Kaze and I have talked a lot about that. Is
it could be in the back.
If you do the back first, like, then, like, there's no ideal way to route this dungeon. Like, the best result would be you have the big key in the bobble wall.
Right. Or even here, but in the compass chest. But I know, you know, Specs skipped this initially.
Well, and I like that route if I'm full clearing the dungeon.
Yeah.
Big chest of Swamp Palace is more money. So.
Oh, hey, we found it all.
Yeah. All the money in the seed is now available to us pretty much. After getting just so much in pod.
Right.
But what is our answer? I mean, it's Fire Rod or Mitts.
And even then, what does Fire Rod give us other than Moth, right? Like,
Moth and Cold Stare. Yeah. Like, we are gonna find Mitts soon.
Yeah, I mean, there's always Mitts and Swamp, right? Like,
There's always a glove in Swamp Palace. There's always a sword in
Yeah.
Swamp Palace. But we haven't found a sword or a glove, so...
yeah. Swamp Palace, kind of a
A dud?
little bit.
Is it just the bosses today?
I just, like,
Yeah.
did we accidentally roll an Ambrosia seed?
It's feeling like it.
I mean,
Ambrosia McBoss.
McBrosia.
McBrosia.
Could also be
Oh,
Green
green
Pendant,
pen. Yeah. So yeah, the sword's here and the mitts are on green pendant, or the vice versa. Yeah, no, that would completely live up to our. Oh my god, the memes.
Wow, dude. So yeah, I mean, it's Green Pendant. That's this is so gross, dude. Okay, but thought here: if you are Specs, do you go in the Dark World anticipating going back for Pod?
I don't see a reason you don't. And Specs proves me wrong. I honestly would have probably set up thinking I'm doing Pod here.
Yeah, not like knowing we haven't seen the boss on Specs side. Like, I'm with you. I'm a little surprised by this.
And there's the mitts.
All right, so we've got Mire area, we've got Smith Chain, we've got Dark Death Mountain. Where
I
are we
think you do
going?
Mire.
Yeah. The seed kind of had been screaming Mire for a while. Well, never mind,
Okay.
because that's Bombos.
It is.
It'll just be right here.
Checkerboard.
I mean, when I say right here, I mean in these 3 collective checks, but yeah.
Okay.
Like, it'll be on the quote-quote doorstep.
If it's not here, where are you going? DDM or Smith?
Oh, I'm
Well,
going
and for
DDM.
Specs, does the Thieves Town Smith chain matter?
I think that becomes the last location. See?
Oh my
I
God,
told
yep.
you.
Yep.
I
How
told
was
you.
it you told me when I said it too?
No, I don't know. I said the 3 collective checks. Like, when I say right here, I did mean, like, this general... Look, okay? If Skull is a pendant, we may be in go mode. Fire Rod, potentially needed for Trinex, but yeah. It also depends on the TR layout. Heavily depends on the TR layout. Oh, TR's a pendant, duh. Just kidding. Hey, we have a Helma in here. Kaesden, what are...
He hadn't checked this, but he knew it was maybe he knew it was a map. Ooh, pod info for K's as well, so... He's also trying to knock out the flipper checks.
You know, I like this, actually. I like this
He's
a lot
routing
because
into Hobo.
Yeah, he's routing into Hobo, and he's routing into Green Pendant Turn-In.
Yep.
Like, I do like this routing on his side. Like this, get these little things out of the way. I just want him to check pod. But man, this is, this still feels a little bit like a slog, right? Like, this is breadcrumb after breadcrumb, it feels like.
A's, can we get a map check? Like, I kind of want to know what our situation is with pod here, because...
Yeah? Kaesden? Hello? Okay.
He's realizing, unless it's fire, like, there's really no reason for him to go after this pod play.
Yeah, with his knowledge, I wouldn't go through. But yeah, okay, so Kaesden, having beat Swamp Palace and getting his green pendant, he's got his mitts. Mire area, I have to imagine, is the play he's going for next as well.
Yep. And here's the thing. We need a map check. Yeah. Oh, and Dapper also saying we didn't get a bottle vendor talk from Kaes.
No, like Kaesden has not talked to anybody.
We need some, like, checks here on his side because you're right. We, like, Mire Ice, we know are crystals.
Yeah.
This odd situation really is kind of a decider. Are we in potential go mode?
And that's just it. Like, I hope when he gets this Bombos medallion, I'm kind of hoping that he will go ahead and do a check.
Yeah.
But also,
because, like, Specs did not get the, like, Hylia map. It's an advantage for Kaesden in terms of the info potential. And here we go.
There it is.
We are in
Crystal.
We are in, like, potential go mode. This is a fire rod question. And Kaesden knows it's the last 3 crystals. Like, he has the 3 maps.
Yeah.
We could see just pure aggression from Kaes here.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're going to see. I think that there's still going to be in the back of his head that worry about Fire Rod, because if you get to what normally is Land Mode 2, and it's a Trinex, and you don't have a Fire Rod, you're boned. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah. Fire Rod is the real Ice Rod, and nice Mire 2 strats. Excellent work with that Ice Rod.
Yeah. All right, so
I mean, at this point, I'm just hoping I'd be hoping for a Trinex in vanilla, or it's in Ice Armos, and I don't need it.
Yeah, you are desperately hoping at this point. Now, thing is, Specs still doesn't have that information. He does not know if he's in go mode or not. So I had to imagine
Ice Palace to Death Mountain.
Yeah, like, I would be going, like, at least Ice Palace, is a crystal.
Yep.
And you can get in, and as long as it's not a Trinex, you can full clear the thing.
Yep.
Like, I'd be doing this too, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that Specs bailed on cutscene.
Yeah.
I think he might have left the right side also.
I
the
think
big chest
he had only done 5 checks here.
Yeah, so that's... Unless he's paying real close attention to his key and item situation, like, that's ballsy. Oh,
I thought Kaesden was going to be a little more aggressive, but instead we are going to see at least the torches. And it's a blue goo.
Okay, I see what he was doing, though. He did the arena first, hoping for a fire rod so that spooky could still happen.
Yeah.
Before doing torches. I can get behind that.
And we're going to see big chest and my least favorite chest in Mire.
I think it's everybody's least favorite chest in Mire. It's just gross.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason it's called ass chest. I don't know if anybody else but us calls it that, but it's ass chest.
Yeah.
Alright, well... They're not things. But,
Cutscene?
I guess he is going to do cutscene.
Yeah, he is being extra cautious here.
It can't be a small key, like, this, it has to be an item. Wait, no.
Oh, wait.
You had small keys! If this is what you were doing, then why did we go north at the spike room?
I don't know anymore. I thought we might get a little bit more pushing, and instead he's he's hedging a little bit. And yeah.
Instead of pushing, he's pulling. See, and okay, Dapper, I can understand changing your mind, but if you're already making a motion, commit to it. Don't just bail halfway through, because that's a time loss.
Yeah, like if I'll say in general, like we're saying this because Kaesden is our teammate and like we have history with Kaesden. But if there's a really a way to describe this is something that Leo and I would tell a lot of new runners. Like if you're a mentee who's learning this game or interested in learning this game, one of the best things you can do for yourself is commit to what you're deciding.
Commit to the bit.
Yep. If you've like, you know, if you're gonna say I'm gonna go over to cutscene chest, you will do it. You cannot just bail on it at this point. And like the fact that Kaesden was making the move for it, he needed to stay on it.
Yeah.
When you make a decision and then go away from it, what happens is you're burning double the time in a sense.
Right. Like, yeah, cutscene may be a waste of time. Cutscene is a long chest. But unless Kaesden were to realize, like, oh, it has to be a key sort of situation, which in this case, it can't be, like, you're losing time by not going to it.
And here we go. Moment of truth for Ice Palace. We do not have a compass here on Spec's side. So who is the boss of Ice? Are we in GT mode?
We are. All right. So it's not bubblegum pink, by the way, but I will happily take this, like, lavender. And this, like, cotton candy Argus.
And we'll just to point it out, it's not necessarily Go mode. This is GT mode.
Yes.
We are still in danger of the
Specs. Okay. I was gonna say
we're still in danger of Trinex in this.
Yes.
And the even scarier idea here, Leo, is I think Kaesden can do a right side bomb jump. I don't know if Specs is aware of it. Or what his comfort is with such a play.
I would still be shocked to see either of them do it. I think we're going to see both of them go hope left.
And I think so too. But, like, if it is not in that check set, when does Kaesden go... Oh, and here's Pyramid Fairy.
Pyramid Fairy back into pod, I'd assume.
Does he route in the map? Maybe he's thinking the map. Maybe this isn't Pyramid Fairy.
Maybe? I think it would be Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, okay.
He needs a skull map or a pod map here to limit his checks.
Mm-hmm. But until then, he's looking for a fire rod. Like, and I can't hate this. Like, I can't knock this, especially when, if he does find fire rod, that solidifies him.
Oh, Case is on 0 bombs, by the way.
I think there might be some in these chests, or these skulls. Maybe not.
He doesn't need them right now. It's not a big deal, but, like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh.
He could always mirror for, like, not mirror to leave, but, like, when he mirrors, he could always hit up Upgrade Fairy.
Speaking of bombs, and Quake. Oh, man.
And Quake. Wow. Okay. What if Quake is TR?
Okay, it's a mirror. Where are we fluting? It's Death Mountain.
Oh, the mountain. Okay. Wow. So he is hard gunning for a fire rod still.
Yep.
He's just, at this point, he is thinking that it's a Trinex and pod.
Right, and this is really the race. If the Fire Rod is required and Specs finds it in TR or even a Quake locked TR here is the worst.
Yeah.
Case for Kaesden.
This is this is one of those races now that I'm like, I'm nervous.
If
both of them.
Fire Rod is in just a Turtle Rock, Kaesden could be okay.
Right.
Because realistically, he does GT basement and probably routes into TR. But if the requirement for TR is Quake, if it's vanilla, I'm sorry, I don't know what sends Kaesden to Turtle Rock or to Pyramid Fairy for Turtle Rock.
Right.
And realistically, if Kaesden's worried about Fire Rod, he can easily say, I'm gonna check Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. Fire Rod being in either of those two locations is not good for Spec. Because, Kaesden can hedge a little bit with these checks.
Yeah. So, Specs had a Death Warp snafu on
There's
the big
map
chest.
he needs. That is a Skullwoods map that will tell him his last pendant.
Yeah. So, but because of that, he does not know what the boss is in Pod, and he has not gone back.
Yeah. There's been a bit of I'm worried. It feels like we're definitely a little bit worried about that. And now he knows. He's like, okay, Pod was an option and was a crystal.
Yeah. Now, a quick note here. Kaesden does not have Pod and Skullwoods tracked.
He saw it.
But he did check it. He just didn't
Yes.
mark it on his tracker.
Yeah, I think he's aware.
I sure hope so for his sake, but I think this is going to be Flute to 5. Yeah. What? Pyramid Fairy into Pod. Okay.
He might have genuinely missed it.
No, I think this is Pyramid Fairy and Pyramid Ledge, which he still hasn't checked, into Pod. I think that's what this play here is. Or
He forgot. He forgot. Okay.
I have so many questions.
Yep. It's the little time losses, unfortunately, are gonna add up.
Dude.
And that's been the big issue is, you take away some of the little mishaps from Kaesden here, or Specs, and it just becomes,
It becomes a different race!
Yeah.
Oh, my Lanta! I wonder if Gamma is still here. Because, questions about how he feels about this. Hello, Gamma. How do you feel about the fact that this derp, and I'm talking about the person, somehow derped his way into a victory a couple weeks ago? Because I have questions, dude.
Okay, here we go. Cold Stare fight for Specs now. So realistically, Kaesden is making up some time. His execution is going to keep him close. But nice kill.
And using not just, Butter Sword for nice things, but those spikes, they are going to...
I love Kaesden's attempt at the dash strat there.
He tried. He's trying his best, man. Still trying his best. All right, well, that's crystal number 7 for Specs.
Yep, here we go. Up to GT. Do we have the tools to get the GT big key and finish this game? Or are we looking for a Fire Rod? Or is Fire Rod in GT?
This would be a great time, hilariously enough, to guess a number over 22. Do we count checks outside of GT if the Fire Rod is required? Oh man, I think that would be funny. Okay, so to answer your question, Mike, as far as I'm aware, Kaesden knows how to do it, but I don't know if he just would. Specs' side, I'm not certain. But we are going to see, this is going to be, honestly...
Yeah, this is, the distance between the two of them is just that close.
Yeah,
like, even if they take identical routes, this becomes an execution up the climb, and I don't know who's going to have it.
Yeah, no, this is dicey, to say the least. Like, and again, there's still the question of the Fire Rod, dude, and Kaesden is checking things in Super Bunny, like...
And I understand it. Like, I would make these checks hoping for Fire Rod.
Oh my god, man, like...
We got a key on the torch.
Alright.
And I gotta say, I think you do hope first. I know we saw some people say Rando Rush. Because you don't have Fire Rod, you do Hope Room.
Yeah,
here.
no.
I
question mark the decision.
And he's setting up for a Dark Magician. And the thing is like, Dark Magician just doesn't have the value in this mode. Or in this situation.
Not when you're Fire Rodless. It does not. And I think that it's giving...
the key is in Hope Room, like, that plays into Kaesden, because he's gonna check Hope.
Yes. Alright. There's a cape. And another small key. Oh, Jesse. Oh, I feel sick, dude. Like, the keys? The small keys? Oh.
Isle Room gamble. Wow.
BM to living on a prayer. Wow. I won't lie to you, dude. I feel sick a little bit because the keys tell me right side. 4 small keys going through Tile Room, like... Oh my gosh, what an amazing buddy sprite!
The Alpha?
Alpha!
Yeah, we didn't get to see it. I know it came up in Game 2. $20 and...
Just like that, Kaesden's... Yeah, I was gonna say, just like that, like, Kaesden has a slight... Like, I can't even say lead, because he still has to do DM room here.
It's a time make-up. It's not a lead.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Man, that's just it. Like, he still is not in the lead. It's just a makeup. But it is damn close right now. And I have to imagine, like, if you are either of these guys, like, you are feeling those deaths that you had early on. You are...
Leo, you know what's crazy?
Huh?
You know, we were saying how much we disagreed with Specs skipping out on checking the pod boss. If he checks the pod boss, he is majorly behind.
He's behind. Here. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, as much as we disagree with the play, it saves him enough to make this a race right now.
Yeah. Absolutely it does.
Because that is a minute of either walking and getting to the cold stare and pod, or death warping again. Like, it's so much time, and he didn't spend it. There's the fire rod. Oh my god,
dude. Oh, but the big key's here.
Yep.
Because there's a small key. So,
This is the full go. At
Yeah.
132.30, both of our runners are in go mode.
Oh my god, and like literally seconds apart here. So what, we finished the climb up the stairs into this switch room at 132.38 on Specs' side, 132.48 on Kaesden's side, so 10 seconds apart. What number was that? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, 14.
So yeah, the number up top is right for Specs. It is 14. Because the extra one that he has over Kaesden is Tile Room.
Yep. And since Specs was our first runner into GT, his numbers are the ones we are going off of.
Yeah. Oh man, this is this is gonna be wild to see what happens here on this climb, because this is...
We've seen where the experiences mattered in game 1. Kaesden had a much better gauntlet than Specs in game 1, so if it happens again, like, yeah, like this is, although Gauntlet 2 really not cooperating with Kaes, Specs had a great Gauntlet 2 with the Fire Rod. He's being very, like, I don't care about my magic, and I'm just going to go with it. And we got a mold worm.
We do have a mold worm. Man, I'm not okay, man. Like, these kind of races, like, they give me palpitations. Like, I am stressing.
That's a glitch.
Wait, what?
The weird thing with the mold worm sprite when Kaes entered the room. And I think when Specs entered that fight. The spawning of mold worm's a little weird. Oh, unfortunate. There's
that's
a 3-cycle Wizrobes 2.
Like, that's just bleeding time for Kaes at this point. Like, and where Kaes gets it in 1, like, that's time gained. Oh my god, dude. Okay.
And Kaesden falling on the bridge.
Oh my god. What are these Papagas doing?
Ooh, that is rough.
Goodbye, question mark? We'll see if we can't get it back, but in the meantime, enjoy some good music.
Yeah, we got the Final Fantasy mix on Kaesden's side if you... So...
Yeah, we're gonna be dancing mad all the way through to the end here. Oh my god, dude, I'm not okay.
Okay, we got it back.
We got it back. All right. So, all right. So we've got Specs back. We had a cold stare here. Man. 136.15. So this timer situation right now is actually off a bit. So Specs enters Aga2 at 136.28. We'll see what time we get Kaesden in here. 136.32. So 4-second difference between their Aga2 entries in Specs' favor.
And what that can mean is the crazy part about that is this could come down to, hey, who has a better Aga2 fight? Who has a better Ganon? And here we go. Kaesden with the pass on Aga2.
Yeah. And it looks like we are getting some resyncing up here as far as the timers, so...
Yeah, shoutouts to Ricky for getting the resync at this last minute.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So, time-wise, because that Aga2 took Specs a bit longer, that gave Kaesden this little tiny bit of an edge, dude. It looks like it's swung about like 5 or 6 seconds in the opposite way now.
Yeah, about a 10-second swing on Aga 2. And Buttersword means the 1-1 is free for both of our runners. I love the dash strats.
I do too. Okay. Alrighty. So, Kaesden on phase 3. Specs on to phase 3 as well. Specs playing a little bit safe using that bottle.
Don't blame him.
I don't either. I'd rather that than a death at this point because holy cow, this is something.
Kaesden gonna wait, hoping for the triple. There it is. The setup, and we get the triple to finish him. Very nice. With that, I think we can say Kaesden is gonna take game 3 here and advance into the semifinals.
Specs almost getting that double. Oh no, dude!
But what we can say is Kaesden crossing the bridge there, finishing with a 138.47 to take the series. And understandably, given the fall and everything, Specs does decide to throw in the forfeit at this point. I wouldn't want to refight Ganon either, so GG's to both of our runners. We'll see if we can get them in for interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. That was... Oh, man!
As we are joined now by Kaesden and Specs. GG, guys.
GG's.
GG.
Oh my Lanta, guys. This was a game 3 of game 3s. Like, this was exactly what you would hope to see as far as that close of a finish and the just back and forth of the seed. So, first and foremost, like, tell me what you guys are feeling. Like, what does... Like, thoughts about the seed, thoughts about all of it, just ready to go.
I had issues early on. Like, the death to blind felt bad, but I figure that's not an easy fight for most people to get first try anyway. So, like, it feels bad, but it wasn't the worst, even though I would have obviously liked to have gotten it first try. Then I died in Hera, which was just dumb. I was just moving, trying to dodge one, and I walked into another eyeball, and that should have never happened, but it's just, I don't know. It was just feeling bad, and then when I was heading to Pyramid Fairy at the end, thinking, just trying to decide, like, do I need Fire Rod, realizing, hey, I'm in go mode except for Fire Rod, and like, you know what, it's game 3, YOLO, let's just go. We'll check Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny on the way up and just hope for the best, like, win or lose. It is what it is at that point.
Specs, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so just about the seed. I figured my death in Eastern Palace of Blind was whatever. I'm like, good chance Kaesden has at least one death. Probably even there. I'm like, then that's not a big deal. The thing I felt worst about was probably getting mirror when I did, because I knew it was time lost in terms of like routing efficiency. Then at the end of it, I knew I could have just written beat pod, hope it was a crystal, but I'm like, since I could have beaten it earlier, very likely, and I figured Kaesden probably already beat pod in the first trip. I figured it hurt me for pod to be the crystal, or for it to have already been beatable. So I was hoping to get proof that Skull Woods was the answer and get a Fire Rod. So I didn't want to go back to pod until I knew I had to go back to pod for my 7th crystal. And then GT, I messed up routing. I should have done DM routing. But when I went to past Hope Room, I'm like, I guess let's do Tyler Room. I'm already over here. Which I should have just left, but I did anyway. So my climb was not particularly good. And I bonked a lot. I will down a little bit. I am using a new controller that I started using yesterday, so it's really stiff. So it only affected me bonking more, which is incredibly minor. and not why I lost. Obviously, that is why I was bunking a lot.
I will say, both you guys definitely had some moments with the little bits. To both taking that blind death, evened out for sure.
A pod sooner, and then I did tile room, and then I had a sloppy climb in Aga, and then I actually fell to Ganon on the first silver shot 1 second before I saw Kaesden finished. Didn't matter because he finished 1 second after I fell, but that was a whoopsie.
Yep. I do want to ask the question. So, Specs, we knew you weren't aware of the situation, and luckily that Skullwoods map did show up. Kaesden, I do want to ask, we saw that you had all the maps to know that, and we realized, we just did miss the pod mark on that. If you knew that was the crystal, does that change how you play Mire and Ice specifically?
Definitely Mire. Ice,
Okay.
probably not so much. Maybe skip Iced Tea.
Yeah, I was going to say the keys worked out pretty nicely for you in Ice.
Yeah, the way Ice was laid out, doing Iced Tea, I kind of had to do it the way I did because I was basically on no bombs. So it's I need to make sure I can get this and bomb across. I can't do, the upstairs first. Either that or I would have just had to skip it. So I was just paying a lot of attention to that. As far as the pod with the map, I know the first time I was in there, I didn't know what it was. And I was kind of hoping it was a pendant because it's a boss I can't kill. I wasted the time going there. I hope I don't have to go back because, maybe Fire Rod or Bombos was just somewhere free that I could have done who knows when. And then when I was going to Pyramid Fairy, I was I have the pod map. I can find out what I need. So I just checked it. And as soon as I saw it, it's that's my last crystal. Other than Fire Rod, I'm in go mode. And to me, it's it's just worth the risk at this point. So
sure.
It's kind of how that played out.
All right. Now I do have to ask. We had some moments with you mentioned Pyramid Fairy, Kaesden, you had started to go and then you realized wait, no, I could be in go mode, just go. What happened with Mire though? Going towards cutscene.
So I was going back, I was going to get cutscene, and because I knew it had to be an item because the small key couldn't be there. And there was only one small key left. And then as on the way there, I was just this is just a really slow check. I don't want to do it. I'm just going to go to the boss. So I just changed my mind mid-route from wanting to do cutscene to deciding not to do it and just skipping that last item.
So we definitely had a bit of a moment, a teachable moment, if you will, which ended up working out.
I mean, it's the time loss of running across the lobby is still less than running across, doing cutscene, waiting for the cutscene, and then going to the boss. And it was just a change of plan. When I was going through the spike chest room, I was I don't want to skip anything. I know there's an item left. I haven't seen a Trinex anywhere. There's a good chance there's one on the climb. I'm going to check it. And then just by the time I got into the lobby, I was you know what? Let's just go. Let's just go for it, and we'll see what happens.
As much as I wish I could argue it, I can't argue it.
I mean, as often as I make like derps like that, that actually wasn't one that was a conscious decision for once. So I'm not mad about it. I wish I had made the decision a little bit sooner, but fortunately it worked out. So
fair enough. I'm trying to get my brain to cooperate here.
Well, then I will take over for a second.
Please and thank you.
Because partly we're nearing the end on this one, but I do want to, proceed to some of the post. Specs, unfortunately, this is the end of your Challenge Cup run. You want to say a few words on that?
Yeah, GG's Kaesden. I'm glad you're moving on. I think Kaesden pretty clearly is the best player in the tournament, so I'm not gonna be upset losing to him. So no pressure, Kaesden. Doing well in the rest of the tournament, but I hope we win it. And I've been playing for 6 months. Not gonna feel bad about this, and I know what my mistakes were. I made plenty of mistakes in this match that I shouldn't have done. And then I'm also at the point right now I prefer to focus on glitch modes right now anyway. So in all honesty, while I try my hardest to win the match, I am happy to be out of the tournament now.
That is a common refrain within the community. Get used to it as you start to have some longer tournament runs, hopefully. So, very understandable. Kaesden, for you, we don't know your opponent yet. We are still waiting on a Game 3 between Darkened Sky and Yukikaze. Any thoughts as you await your semifinals opponent?
I'm not really. I'm not super familiar with either of them, other than I've heard the names. I know they're good runners. I'm just gonna keep practicing and playing the game. That's really all I can do. Specs had some kind words. I don't know that I fully agree, but I've gotten pretty far in the tournament. I'm gonna just try and keep going, see how far I can go, and I'll try and win it. But by no means am I assuming anything.
He's trying his best.
I will say, we do know the other side of the bracket. If you missed it earlier today, we do have the other semifinal already set. It's going to be Nux and Alex Jazz 2. So that is that matchup. So we are waiting for confirmation on this side of the bracket. So we're just about down to the final 4 here in the Challenge Cup. Should be a great conclusion to this tournament. Do make sure to follow the ZSR channels for this.
And
because I'm sure a lot of these are going to get restreams.
I was going to say, follow the ZSR channels, but also, again, give our runners a follow. And I'm also going to shout out Jesse, aka Radical Sniper 99, and Dapper Wormman, my co-com and our fabulous tracker this afternoon. And also shout outs to Ricky of Kokiri, who, personal life stuff has been in the way, and we're so happy for him to be back and with us and restreaming this match. And
yeah, we got to see him sign up. Yeah, we saw Ricky sign up last night or the night before, and it was like awesome to see Ricky able to help out and do a restream. I think he's doing 2 today. I think he's also getting the 8 p.m. race, and yes. Ricky, I'm sure, will confirm that. Hello, Ricky.
Hello.
Yes, the quarterfinal match between Yukikaze and Darkened Sky is tonight at 8:10 p.m. Eastern, and I am restreaming that if I can get a second commentator onto it. And yeah, thank you for the kind words. I haven't gone for like a month, so it is nice to be back restreaming again. Are we good to wrap up?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
I think so.
All right, so thank you to the runners, Specs and Kaesden. Thank you to our commentators, Leoria and Radical Sniper. Thank you to our tracker, Dapper Wormman. Please follow everybody. I put their links in the chat. Yeah, like I said before, coming up in about, I can do math, 2 hours is the Yukikaze versus Darkened Sky match. That will be the end of the quarterfinals, and semifinals will be set for Challenge Cup. It's all going to be very hype from here on out. And with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful time, and have a fantastic rest of your day.